I'm sorry I'm a mess. I just came back from work, so I look like crap. But the news is the news. And boy, did we get some news while I was on break last night, kind of fidgeting with my cell phone. And I found out that both President Donald Trump and his First Lady, Melania, tested positive for COVID-19. Um, he minimized the crisis in so many ways. Um, and I mean, I mean, I don't want to wish harm on anybody, and not even people I politically disagree with. Um, all I have to say is that if he's defeated, I hope he retires and don't bother anybody anymore. I only wish him political failure. I do not wish him physical harm, in spite of some of the harm he's done to people. Um, he minimized the crisis. He didn't handle it correctly, but I'm going to be fair. Neither did congressional Republicans, neither did congressional Democrats. Everybody pretty much fucked it up across the board. This crisis, everybody was posturing and playing politics and not wanting to do what was right. I mean, we had this crisis. I mean, we had a $1,200 one-time stimulus check, which I'm grateful for. But it's not enough, considering that a lot of people's lives have been seriously disrupted. I mean, if there was a time for us to have a UBI, this was it. Those who were unemployed did get kind of an okay um, unemployment pay, but even then, you have people like Lindsey Graham talking about rewarding people to not work and making more money not working than they were while they're working. And if you were making $600 a week, which is equivalent to $15 an hour, roughly, and you were being paid $7 or $8 an hour in some minimum wage, lower wage job, and you were actually being paid a living wage to do nothing, while I'm sorry that that person lost their job, I don't mind the government giving them more money to not work than they were working. We need a UBI. And Donald Trump could have had his chance to be presidential. And no, I'm not. I would say this about any president. Okay, so no. This is not just shitting on Trump, but I do need to say my piece about this in relation to COVID, since his dumbass got COVID. And thing about it is, we needed a UBI. This was a time to have a UBI. It could have been paid for. Maybe if we stop droning and stop the military presence halfway across the world and kowtowing to our domestic military industrial complex, we might have been able to freeze up some cash for UBI. We could have had we could have I mean, I want Medicare for all. The fact that we don't have Medicare for all with all this that's going on. I mean, this is why the other industrialized countries got over this fairly quickly. They still got problems, but they already had a national healthcare system, so they were ready to tackle this. And I know I'm getting off sidetrack with Trump, but it kind of relates because he's got COVID. His counterpart, Boris Johnson, for all the American naysayers about, there he goes again talking about that government-run free health care. I'll tell you something, Jack. That free health care people get in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. That free healthcare they get, in the words of Health Minister Nye Bevan, when the National Health Service came into being in 1948, he said himself, "Our new NHS is Christianity." Boris Johnson, who is not a left winger, he's not a radical trade unionist, he's not an anarchist, he's not a socialist, he's not a communist, he's not even a social democrat, got the COVID virus earlier this year. The NHS, the National Health Service, took care of Boris Johnson, and he fully recovered from it. And let me tell you, especially those who are lean rightward out there in this audience and skeptical of what they do in other countries in terms of healthcare, this man is a conservative, very much in the tradition and style of Margaret Thatcher. He's basically Margaret Thatcher meets Donald Trump. And what did he say about the National Health Service? He said that it is the heart and soul of Great Britain, and that he received wonderful treatment, and he owes the NHS a lot of gratitude for them helping him recuperate. We don't have universal health care, and it's insane. If we couldn't have Medicare for all, we could have at least stopped the inadequate Affordable Care Act from dying and bring it back up, and maybe have some public options in there if Medicare for all is too radical. What does that tell you about the United States Overton window when British conservatives think socialized medicine is wonderful, but you can't get fucking Nancy Pelosi or Joe Biden or Chuck Schumer to be for Medicare for all, which Medicare for all is not even as socialistic as the NHS in the UK. All the right wingers, Medicare for all isn't even socialist. It's government run insurance, not government run healthcare like they have in Canada. Let me go on further. Boris Johnson got it. He was able to recuperate. Here in the United States, Senator Rand Paul got it. He was able to recuperate. I don't want anybody dying from this shit. I mean, and for some people on the left in this audience, the Trump derangement syndrome liberals out there, you may not like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it. While I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, I hope he fully recovers. And same thing with Melania. I don't want anybody to have this shit. This shouldn't. And if anybody goes and gloat over his misfortune, that's mighty low. I would never wish harm, physical harm, especially the physical harm that can cause us death. I would never wish that on people, even people that I disagree with, and even people I despise. I would not wish physical harm on them. And I have no respect for those that want to gloat over such a misfortune. His reelection is, I was going to say, prior to Trump getting COVID, I kind of figured that there was probably a slim chance that he was going to be reelected, which is why I have every intention of voting for Joe Biden to prevent Trump from winning. I hardly doubt I doubt seriously that he will be reelected at this point. I'm like 90% sure at this point that Joe Biden will win. And it's a gamble, but if it looks like he's going to win, which I think he will, talking about Joe Biden, I may reconsider my tactical vote and vote for Howie Hawkins of the Green Party. We'll see. We'll see how this shit turns out. But as I said, Trump fucked this shit up, and walking around without a mask because you want to impress your fan base, your MAGA base, pretending to be all alpha. And for all you guys out there that walk around without a mask, you're not being alpha, you're not being brave, you're being foolish. And I mean, I don't want anybody, to get it. I don't want anybody to get this damn virus. I mean, it's just not conducive to being a good person to wish harm on others. I know there are people out there that hates me and hate my politics. They probably wish I get COVID. I'm not offended because I wouldn't wish that on them. And so, in that regard, that makes me a better person. I just hope that whatever happens, it'll all be for the best. And in the likely event of Biden winning in November, and anything can happen. This year's been astronomical. Um, I hope that even if Trump is reelected, which I doubt at this point, I hope whoever is sworn in January, if it comes to that, I hope that they will do what they can to unite this country for the better and to get this country back on its feet and to stop politicizing shit. I know I'm like the most political person around. I can't wait to discuss politics. I'm a political junkie. I sleep it, I drink it, I eat it. I just enamored myself with it. It's nonstop politics, politics, politics. It's like a drug habit. It's like a heroin. I'm like a heroin addict. I got to go get my political fix. Oh, oh, oh. You know, and that's me in a nutshell. I wish I wasn't that way. I wish I could be apolitical and either not give a shit one way or the other, or just nominally vote every 2 years and go on with my life. I wish I could, but as I said, it enamors me. It interests me. Politics in the United States, politics in other countries, um, just politics around the corner, politics, you know, in general. But anyway, as I said, this shit takes a new turn seemingly every few weeks, and I suppose things will get back to normal at some point, sometime in 2022, I guess. Um, I suspect that there will be people wearing a mask from now on indefinitely, and I myself, as I said, I wear a mask only because I have to. And when I do, I wear it, and I mean, if I'm out in the middle of where there's like people like 100 feet away from me, I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm not going to wear a mask while I'm driving my car. And when I get out of the car for getting from point A to point B, I'm not going to wear my mask until I actually go into where I need to go into. Then I'll go put on my silly bandana, slip it over my face. But you know, for those who walk around without a mask, I mean, and I feel you. You don't want the government telling you what to do. I did a video the other day on Ron Paul, so I know about the idea of the state entity telling you what to do. I feel you, but as I said, this shit's real. It's not made up. Nobody made this stuff up. Anyway, if you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you were triggered, comment anyway. If you are passionate about something and you have a platform or want to build a platform, please do so. As a First Amendment absolutist, um, what I got to say is that we're all the muckrakers of our time. Share the content on this channel here, and most importantly, subscribe. I am American Social Democracy. And until next time, peace and Bernie Sanders for president in the year 2024.